Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 2CTV with some breaking news. The former president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, has been shot at a campaign rally in Pennsylvania. Over the last few minutes, we're getting more information about what's actually been happening. And of course, the security services have come out to ensure the safety of everybody else as well in the rally. We do have some footage that's coming in live as we speak. Of course, we're going to give you guys all the updates and statements as we receive them from the authorities as well. So far, what we know is that Donald Trump and his team opened the rally a few minutes ago, and everything was normal as usual. And of course, the security were there. But shortly after, unfortunately, there were shots that were heard when it was fired. And then we discovered that former President Trump has actually been hit himself. Let's quickly go to the videos that we have for you guys. I think this is the first one from the moment when the shots were heard, and Trump had to go down. Now, all the developments are coming in live. We can now confirm that President Trump has been shot and has been hit in the ear, and he has been bleeding, but he seems to be standing, which is the good news. Of course, we are also trying to find out whether the attackers have been captured. We're going to bring you guys all that information as well. Let's quickly go to the next video that we have from the incident. I think this is the full version of when he was talking and when he was shot.
If you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Now, literally seconds after the attack happened, the Secret Service did an amazing job and make sure that President Trump is saved. Of course, he then immediately got up a few minutes ago to show resilience and to show that he's not been defeated. In fact, this photo and these sort of images that we are seeing, I believe personally, are going to be historic photos of American politics and America as a country. And this obviously now ensured Donald Trump's re-election. Let's go to the video that we have for you guys now. The third one is actually of the moment when Trump decided to show resilience.
Something has happened at the Trump. Oh, we see Donald Trump there at a rally in Pennsylvania. You can see his face. There's blood coming from his ear. Not exactly sure what has happened, but those are Secret Service agents trying to pull Donald Trump off the stage. He's pumping his fist in the air. The crowd is chanting USA, USA. Again, this is live. This is live from a Trump rally in Pennsylvania, in Butler, Pennsylvania. Former President Donald Trump, something happened, clearly some kind of an attack. You see there clearly blood on his right ear as Secret Service trying to push him into the SUV. Earlier as we came on, you saw the former president pumping his fist in the air as the Secret Service agents tried to get him off the stage.
Now, of course, this was to make sure everybody knows that he is still alive and he is still standing and he will not be defeated. We're going to bring you guys all the information as they are still being sent to us as we speak. I think we have another video from actually it's a better quality version of afterwards when the Secret Service were trying to pull him away, but he wanted to ensure that everyone knows, everyone can see him, that he's still standing despite bleeding, of course. Now, of course, the Secret Service had to do their job, but he wanted to make sure that the crowd know that not only he's still alive despite bleeding, but he's standing. He was punching the air, which is, by the way, let's not forget that this man is a whole different creature compared to any other politician or actually any other normal person. That sort of reaction is not normal. The man is so resilient. At that point, one would either pass out or freak out or freeze or start shaking that they have to be dragged out. He's standing there punching the air. That is the quality that this man has as a person and as a leader. Whether you like it or not, whether you agree or disagree with his policies, it doesn't matter. This level of leadership is rare in politics across the world. So, of course, we do obviously have the next clip for you guys as well. I think this is just from a different angle. I think it's a longer version. Everything's just coming in hot and new, obviously. So we'll just put this on the screen for you guys. Yeah, he just wanted to double check and make sure everybody knows he will still continue the fight as another attempt in his life, of course, failed again. Fortunately, I believe we do have some information that's coming in now. The whole thing's absolutely chaotic. Whoever did this, of course, has just ensured Trump's re-election. Now, obviously, Pennsylvania has always been a kind of controversial in terms of being a marginal area, in terms of a state. At times, it's become a purple state, and of course, a lot of tensions occur in those areas. But we never had this level of violence. It's just getting worse and worse. We also had this similar sort of things in 2016 when Trump ran the first time, and in 2020 against Trump. We haven't had this against the Democrats in a long time. Let's just see. We have reports, obviously, multiple shots have been fired. Now confirmed this, 8 to 10 shots. And they've noted that it sounded like a 22 or small caliber weapon. That's multiple people in the crowd have also been hit. Unfortunately, we have now confirmation that a number of others have at least been injured and wounded. We don't know the conditions of the others who have been also hit. We're trying to figure out what's going on. They've been saying that we know specifically because it looked like, heaven forbid, it looked like President Trump was hit and others as well. And they're saying that trying to cast fear aside to his supporters out there at the rally, who are without a doubt alarmed. We think that it's very instinctive that people here feel like the media plays a part in basically demonizing him and painting him as this world villain. There's a police presence here, and the people in the area, of course, people are leaving. You can see obviously the reports also coming in about that. Now, if we just get more information about other people who have been injured as well, that would be quite useful. Obviously, everything's happening in real time, breaking news. So obviously, the whole live stream is all over the place. Of course, we have to. I think we have the next. This is the next clip. I think this is Trump and his convoy being sent to the hospital. Let's just quickly go to this next clip for you guys as well. We're trying to bring everything to you guys as soon as possible before it gets a spin sort of treatment by the mainstream media. Let's go to the next one. Okay, we now have confirmation that the attacker has been taken down by the security secret service and of course the security in the area. But before he was taken down, unfortunately managed to shoot a number of other people in the crowd as well as President Trump. So as we said, a number of others at least have also been injured. Trying to figure out, I think if we go to the longer version of this as well, if you join us obviously late, we do have the moment when the attack occurred.
And if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Yeah. Let's just see what the reaction is while we wait for more information to come in. Super chat from Deborah saying thank you for always being super quick with news. Thank you very much. Of course, we always have to be on alert. Make sure the reason we have to make sure we report things first before the corporate media is to ensure that the right coverage is being reported and there's no spin. And obviously, we're just getting all the information, so we will keep you guys posted. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting behavior. But as I said, they're just making sure he's going to get re-elected at this point. What's going on? Jay says, fake chatters piped down real quick after other people were shot. I don't know what there's a lot of speculations earlier saying that no, Trump has not been shot. He's been shot at. But of course, we now have the evidence. Of course, he was bleeding. And others in the crowd as well. Elon Musk has now come out officially. Oh, this is actually interesting timing. We now have confirmation. There we go. Elon Musk has now just announced on X, following the attack on President Trump, that he actually officially, for the first time, endorses Trump. Elon Musk says, I fully endorse President Trump and hope for his rapid recovery. I think more information is also coming out. Yes, as they said, it's the 22 caliber weapon. Let me just double check the information. But while we get the rest of the information, let's quickly go to the clip where it did show Trump's resilience, punching the air.
Something has happened at the Trump. Oh, we see Donald Trump there at a rally in Pennsylvania. You can see his face. There's blood coming from his ear. Not exactly sure what has happened, but those are Secret Service agents trying to pull Donald Trump off the stage. He's pumping his fist in the air. The crowd is chanting USA, USA. Again, this is live. This is live from a Trump rally in Pennsylvania, in Butler, Pennsylvania. Former President Donald Trump, something happened, clearly some kind of an attack. You see there clearly blood on his right ear as Secret Service trying to push him into the SUV. Earlier, as we came on, you saw the former president pumping his fist in the air as the Secret Service agents tried to get him off the stage. They have succeeded in getting him in.
Let's not forget that Trump got lucky because 1 inch was one inch away from essentially killing him. Because if it was slightly 1 inch away, he would have hit his head and he could have actually lost his life. But this is exactly why I said in the middle of all this, I know the adrenaline goes crazy and all this, but at the same time, the man's resilience is on a whole new level. Standing up, punching the air, and sending a message to his followers that I'm still here and I'm not going anywhere. Right, as we said, Trump, we got the latest report from New York Times as well, saying that he's been escorted by the Secret Service and been sent to receive medical care. Secret Service spokesman Anthony Guglielmi has stated that Trump is safe now after the incident, but did not offer further details. So we're not getting any more information about his well-being, or obviously it was his ear, which is not really ideal, but at least it wasn't his head. But we don't know about the rest of the situation, the state that he is currently in with the Secret Service. Let's get some of the more reaction as we get more info for you guys during this live stream. Mini Mobile Review, thank you for your super chat, saying God bless this man. And another one says, who do you think the authorized the hit? There will be a lot of conspiracy theories about this, of course, so we don't know. It could be, we will find out. It could be a rogue person, it could be FBI, it could be anybody that hates Trump. He's got a lot of enemies, as you guys know. It's a sad aside. Wishes X on what? Wishes on the other guys, the good guys. Okay, thank you very much. Another super chat from Israel saying, thank you for all you do, Maya. Always on top of things. Trump is made of steel. Hopefully it's not just the adrenaline keeping him going. Prayers. Thank you, Sigal from Israel, for that lovely message as well. Another one saying, going off script saved his life. Had he been facing forward, I think would have been a different story. Actually, that is a very good point. If you quickly, I know I put the video already on the screen, but if we quickly go to the angle that actually shows the full version, you can actually see which way he was facing first while that was happening. Because if he was, again, it's just a tiny movement of his face. If it was facing forward, it could have been much more fatal. Let's go to this one again.
And if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
So again, just tiny unintentional movements really helped save his life. We now have confirmation that President Biden has now been officially briefed in the White House. Gunshots were reported, of course, in Pennsylvania. This was at the rally in Pennsylvania, and we're trying to find out. The Republican Senator, J.D. Vance, has now urged prayers for Trump and also the rally attendees. Let's not forget that, as I said, a number of people in the crowd were also unfortunately targeted and be shot. Hopefully they are alive as well. We don't know about the conditions, unfortunately, but we'll find out hopefully soon. Biden himself was speaking to reporters in Delaware. He's currently in Delaware. Said that at the time he had not been briefed of the incident, but now, of course, he's received the report. We'll wait for a official statement from the White House as well, to see if they have any more information officially from Washington. Let's just quickly check the latest as well. As I said, the interesting part about this is this incident made Elon Musk for the first time to officially endorse Trump. I fully endorse President Trump and hope for his rapid recovery, says Elon Musk. Let's just quickly double check. Right. We're still trying to find out what happened with the rest of the people in the crowd. Unfortunately, we don't really have any more information on that. This whole thing is insane. All right, so we do have a statement now from the Secret Service as well. I can read this for you guys now. The Secret Service says an incident occurred the evening of the 13th of July at a Trump rally in Pennsylvania. The Secret Service has implemented protective measures and the former president is now safe. This is now an active Secret Service investigation, and further information will be released when available. Trump himself has sent out a message to be given to the rest of the world, saying he's now fine, and he's now arrived at the medical facilities to be checked to ensure that everything else is okay. The insanity. I mean, as I said, these pictures, this image is going to be one of the most important images in history of not just America, but Western politics. I mean, so glad he's obviously alive. But these sort of things is not really a good sign about what's happening in America. The other thing that's going to be, I believe, very, very notable going forward is, again, we have a different angle. It's the same angle, it's just better quality video. Is the moment when afterwards he got up, despite bleeding, he decided to punch the air to ensure that his supporters know he's still standing. I do also love how, obviously the serious part of this aside for one sec, the power that Trump has as a leader. For those who are familiar with how Secret Service operate, in that moment, the Secret Service's job is to just drag you away. They don't care. It's their job. But when he says, wait 1 second, let me quickly just send a message to the people, they're like, okay, we'll give you 2 seconds. They just say, okay, fine. Yes, Mr. President. You do what you want to do, and they will drag you again. Usually, they don't even care. They don't even listen. But of course, when Trump says something, you have to follow. Okay, so let's just see if we have any more information. Let's quickly get some more reaction from you guys as well, especially if you guys are watching from America. Please let us know if you have any more information that's coming to you guys before the corporate media. Another super chat saying, I'm hoping that everyone isn't too badly hurt, and that all those idiots who have been drumming up all the hate that ended up with this realize that they are as guilty. Well, when we get more information about the attacker or attackers, we don't know if it's just one person or more. Usually there's more when it comes to coordinating these sort of attacks, but it could just be one person at this time. But when we get more information, we'll let you guys know. Another super chat saying, I think a civil war is coming soon. Crazy stuff in America, obviously. Simon says that Trump is way more than just a man. He is an idea. You can't kill an idea. Yes, once an idea is created, you cannot kill it. This will have the opposite effect than it was intended. Exactly, that's what I said. Not only this is going to ensure his re-election, this is also going to be potentially exposing, again, depending on who ordered the hit. If the wrong people, if as in the wrong people who get exposed, ordered the hit and it gets exposed, this could create a domino effect. Especially if certain people close to the FBI or whatever, all the Democrats are involved, even proxies. Obviously, nobody officially from the DNC will be involved, but proxies. If anybody gets any connection between the establishment and the attackers, rather than being a crazy person, this could have bad consequences on the whole stability of the system. Hopefully that would not be the case. Hopefully it's just one crazy person, but we'll find out. Nina says, why all the good ones? Thank God he's okay, and hope that the other people are okay too. God keeps him safe, and thank you, my lovely young man. Thank you very much, Nina, for your regular support. And James as well saying, will this give him more support? Definitely. I mean, look at this image. You can't look at this. As an ordinary person, as someone who's, for example, a floating voter who is not, it's undecided, and at this point kind of knows that all the witch hunt against Trump has been nonsense. But you look at this as as an undecided voter, do you really think that they're going to see him as a villain now? He's going to get more support than ever before. Now, I can see the panic right now at inside Team Biden and the DNC in general, because they know what's going to happen because of this incident and this attack. It's complete crazy stuff. Let's not forget, by the way, there was, I know obviously some people like and some people dislike Tucker Carlson. He's a Marmite character, but that doesn't matter. This is actually about the reaction of the media to what Tucker Carlson said a while ago. Tucker came, and this is the reaction we had from NBC News. Tucker said, NBC said about Tucker Carlson stokes conspiracies, claims that the US is speeding towards assassination of Trump. The whole point of this article was to basically say anybody who claims that Trump's going to get attacked is a crazy person. Don't listen to them. Now, this isn't really about Tucker Carlson himself, but this is about when someone like Tucker or myself or anybody else would say something like this, the media completely bring down that narrative. But now we can see the reality. People are not stupid. They know exactly what's going on. Why do you think that Elon Musk, after all this time, right now, he decided to officially, finally endorse Trump? I fully endorse President Trump. The whole thing is already backfiring on the whole of the establishment. And by establishment, I'm not necessarily talking about the political establishment. I'm talking about the media and the cultural establishment. Because they've all been infiltrated by the liberals and the Marxists anyway. Especially the media. Trying to control the narrative. Doesn't work anymore. TCTV went live way before Sky News and BBC and the rest of the UK media outlets. And of course, in America as well, I've been checking, it was the new media outlets on YouTube and other platforms that went live first. Apart from, obviously, the channels that were showing the rally live, the actual breaking news report came from the new media outlets in America first. And then, of course, in the UK, hopefully, 2CTV and the others, we did it first as well. So, they can't control the narrative. They will try their best, but they can't. Barbara, as Super Chat, saying, same as Kennedy, we may never know the real person who ordered the hit. That's also a very good point by Barbara, of course, because they would say, in the name of keeping stability and order, it's probably best if it's in your interest for you not to know. That's usually the excuse. Stefan says, Secret Service rushes off Trump off stage after he falls at rally. CNN is so fake. Oh, is that the headline from CNN? So that apparently this is the CNN headline. Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after he falls at rally. I mean, insanity of the media. Absolute crazy. Shameful. But I mean, shameless. Imagine if one of the new media outlets had made a mistake or showed bias by saying something like that. Donald Trump has now been taken to the Butler Memorial Hospital. That's where he is receiving medical treatment. We also do have this shooting. We do have actually, if we go quickly to the Real America's Voice as well, there's I think Brian Glenn was actually talking about his reaction from the rally itself. For those who are familiar, let's quickly go to Brian. 1 second, guys. Just see what they also have to say. Obviously, if we get any footage from other new media outlets as well, we'll use that as evidence.
It also appears that the president is okay as far as with the ability to raise his hand and his fist, and got an immediate response from the crowd. But the scene here is still in major disbelief that they cannot imagine this would happen. Now, Jack added some really great perspective that this is an open field event, and there are, trees and there are, an area. But typically, from what I've seen, we've seen a good perimeter set up along some of these rallies that are in this open field. So this does really surprise me if, in fact, a shooter came in from outside the perimeter, that it was able to connect. We also have Grant Stinchfield, who is going to join us here real quickly to give us his thoughts on what...
I just have something to show you guys right now, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the problem that we have when it comes to Western politics and media right now. This post was from a few days ago. I just found this. Okay. 8th of July, right? Only a few days ago. Joe Biden has told party donors on a private call, apparently, that afternoon, it's time to put Trump in the bullseye. That rhetoric. Now, firstly, imagine if a right wing had said this. Imagine the chaos, right? Biden said, it's time to put Trump in a bullseye. Disgusting rhetoric, right? Encourages bad behavior. And then, of course, there have been a lot of reactions, even on the day, well, this is the next day, on the 9th of July. This person, David, says, imagine if Trump had said this about Biden. The Democrats and their state media allies would be going nuts. And then we had another one saying, I was told this type of rhetoric was violent and dangerous and a danger to our democracy. Well, for the first time, they can actually see with evidence that it's their own rhetoric that's doing this. It's actually happened. They did create danger because there was no accountability. And Brown says that if he lives, he's just won the election. Absolutely. It's done. It's over. This photo will be used every day for the rest of the campaign. He's won. It's over. Let's get more reaction before we get some more videos for you guys as well. The First Evil says, something tells me many on the left, the crazy ones, are loving this, calling themselves the good guys on the right side of history. It's a sad world. I could easily see them celebrating this. Oh yeah. Especially if he had died. Dave says, the left will claim they did it for publicity. Of course, they're going to find a way to spin this anyway. Yeah. I'm an author, so my mind comes up with loads of plot twists. And all I can think of is people are going to say that Trump hired a professional to hit just his ear to drum up more support. I guarantee it. But this is the point. If they say this, the idiocy of these people, firstly, we're going to find out who it is. They're going to find out who it is. Now, if the person who actually did it is some sort of super professional sniper, let's just say, then okay. Smoking gun, no pun intended. If it's just a crazy guy, or it's still professional but not as professional, it's not really easy to just hit the ear anyway, not when someone's moving, not in that crowd. It's still obvious that the only reason that his ear was hit was because of his head movement. He was looking to the right. If he had just moved his head 1 second, 1 inch, it would have gone. You can't plan that. Unless you're dealing with a very specific, super professional person. Of course, they're going to find a way to spin this. With no evidence, by the way. Carmel from Australia says, Donald Trump is God's choice for leader for America. Yes, Australians are also praying for him. That's nice. Stefan also says, still on at the top of CNN's website. How are they still doing this? It's complete insanity. You can't have a fake headline. Let me just double check. Do they still have this nonsense? Still saying he fell. CNN. It's just disgusting people. Absolutely vile. Okay, so. We have a reaction from Dan Wooten because last night, Joe Biden also. Oh, by the way, we now have confirmation that the attacker has now been taken out. He's gone. He's dead. So that's a confirmation about the actual shooter. Last night, obviously, Joe Biden tweeted this nonsense thing saying, Americans want a president, not a dictator. So I replied saying that, yes, please retire. But Dan Wooten just replied now saying, you sick bastard. Look at what happens. Obviously, there will be a lot of fingers being pointed out at certain people in terms of the establishment. We'll see how the media will continue to spin to control the narrative. Aidan Bradley says, NBC says, major disruption at Trump rally. Is that the headline from NBC? Shameless. Edwin, thank you so much for your generous super chat from the US, saying thank you for what you guys do. Thank you very much. It's from the US. Edwin Jones from the US. Thank you very much for that support. And RG from Israel says, how can people say false flag when the shooter was caught and killed on site? Exactly. Now we know. Now everybody at the top will know who the person is. If it was a false flag, firstly, they would have allowed them to escape anyway, or they would have made sure it's someone that can't be tracked. So they're going to find out. If the White House is going to find out, and FBI, I can assure you, Trump's Secret Service will find out as well. They're going to get the briefing too. And considering we know how Trump operates, he's going to tell us. So unless it's some sort of weird mystery. James says, just heard President Biden has just condemned the assassination attempt on Ronald Reagan. I mean, we can laugh because obviously he's alive, but let's not forget, by the way, because everything's happening all at once. It's completely chaotic. Our thoughts and prayers should also go to a number of people in the crowd who were also shot by the attacker. It's a sad day, of course. Hopefully they are safe. Hopefully everybody is still alive. But we do know that at least they are injured, unfortunately. Let's just double check. Yes, the law enforcement have confirmed that the attacker is now gone. Marco Rubio from, of course, Florida has said, praying for President Trump and all those attending the rally in Pennsylvania today. Obviously, JD Vance also said that everyone join me in praying for our President Trump and everyone at the rally. I hope everybody is okay. We also had the governor of North Dakota saying, please join Catherine and me in praying for President Trump, his family, and everyone attending the rally today. And we all know President Trump is stronger than his enemies. Today, he showed it. We also have Senator Tim Scott saying, praying for President Trump and everyone at the rally in Pennsylvania. May God watch over them all. And of course, the governor of South Dakota as well saying, pray for Donald J. Trump. Pray for the United States of America. He's the toughest man I've ever met. Nobody's been through what he's been through. May swift justice be brought against his evil attacker, which actually has now. And of course, we also have the representative from New York, Stefanik, saying that please pray for President Trump, his family, and all the patriots today at today's rally in Pennsylvania. So these are the statements that we have so far received from the lawmakers and, of course, the Republicans. I think we have another footage from... This is actually, I think this is a video of the attacker that we have. It's a short clip. It's the first video that I believe we have from the alleged attacker. We're going to get more information, of course, for you guys. Let's just quickly put this on the screen for you. This is what we just received. Let's go.
To me, as you're trying to figure out if you're okay, what's going on, was he shot, was he wounded? Then we heard him on the microphone, Shannon, saying, let me grab my shoes as they tried to take him off. So we're just trying to figure out what happened.
Yes, you can see his body was being dragged by the security. Of course, he was dead now, so they had to pick him up like that. So that was the confirmation that he's gone, the attacker. That's good. Okay, what else we have? RG says, at least caught and downed according to the news. Yeah, of course he has. Glenn says, the media is to blame, the US and the UK. Well, oh yeah, okay. Chris says that he should not try and split the free world up or threaten it when we have dictators such as Putin and China playing war games in Europe. Trump is not splitting anything. Of course, he's essentially the symptom of the problem that already exists. And again, let's not forget this sort of language that we were getting from Biden, telling the donors, the Democratic donors on a private call, that it's time to put Trump in a bullseye. It doesn't really help the rhetoric when the divisive narrative is coming also from the Democrats. But the media will only say everything that's happening in the world from Nigeria to South Korea is the fault of Trump and his language. And they always try to find one boogeyman when they themselves are ruining the whole world. No one cares about your attitude. I care about your actions. Barbara says Fox is saying that it was just a disturbance. They're all behind. They'll take a while to catch up with 2CTV. Joe Biden, yes, of course. Here's another one. Joe Biden condemns the assassination attempt on Richard Nixon. Mandy says, what a sick world. Pray for Trump. Of course, another super chat from Australia for the Trump. And Anne as well saying, paid for membership but can't log in, system down. I'll double check that for you, Anne, after this. Don't know what's going on. We'll check to see if well, if you joined it, so that at least you could join, so that's good news. I'll double check. If you send an email tomorrow morning, that would be great. We're just updating this email servers as well. Let's just double check the latest as well for you guys. Absolute insanity. Right. I think we have another angle. We have another video from the attacker. Obviously, his body, his corpse, being taken out. Where is it? Here we go. Let's put this on the screen for you guys. So obviously on this scene there was one attacker that they caught. It doesn't mean it was just one person. Most of the time in these sort of attacks they also have people around that would coordinate and help, especially with the escape route and all that. But the media obviously are going to be spinning this saying it's just a lone wolf. That's what they're going to do. unless the identity of the attacker is so obvious that even they can't hide. Let's just see if there's any more information. What I'm trying to find out is what I'm worried about is the safety and well-being of the other people in the crowd. In case you joined us late, let's not forget that this was the moment when Trump decided to show that he will not surrender. Let's go. Yep. Okay. So at least the attacker has been killed. Let's see what else we have from you guys. Super chat, thank you very much. Another one as well from Isabella saying hello. Hello, Isabella. Another one saying hello. And Charlie saying how they gonna see the motive is now dead. So, well, at times you could find links, connections between them, the attacker, and any organization. At times they might have left a note or a manifesto or whatever they have sometimes. It could be, sometimes it could be easy to identify. Well, firstly, the motive is easy. The motive was to kill Trump. there's no problem in terms of finding out what actually happened there. It's just about the connections that we're trying to figure out, and this will be the tricky part. It really depends on who the person is, because if they have links to any organization, that's different. Otherwise, the media are just going to go and say mental illness, usually as an excuse. We do have Governor Josh Shapiro. Let's just see what he has actually said. Pennsylvania governor, obviously. He has now come out to say, sorry about this, obviously everything's live, so it's just the live edit will happen on the screen. Josh Shapiro said violence targeted at any political party or political leader is absolutely unacceptable. It has no place in Pennsylvania or the United States. I have been briefed on the situation, and the state police in Pennsylvania are on the scene in Butler County and working with our federal and local partners. So that was Governor Josh Shapiro, who has also confirmed the presence of authorities in terms of the investigation. Of course, Trump's Secret Service have confirmed that they will be doing their own investigation. I believe this image, let me just put this on the screen for you guys, is also going to be part of history. Obviously, this one is definitely going to be part of history, but also this one. That's the guy. That's the attacker. This will be a front page of newspapers tomorrow. Okay, the BBC headline is fascinating, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to put this for you guys. Obviously, a lot of you guys have already sent us... this is just crazy. A lot of you guys have already sent us the reaction from CNBC, NBC, CNN. In case you're curious what's happening in the United Kingdom, the headline from BBC News is Trump rushed off stage at rally as bangs heard. Right. I mean, consider they actually had the photo of the moment. Well, where was the confusion? If you had said that the first 30 seconds of reporting, they wouldn't know. All they know is that, shots were fired, right? First it bangs. Weird, right? But when they received that image, obviously of the ear bleeding and everything, at that point, if they have time to update the image, they had time to update the headline. Of course, now they've been under pressure to do it. Absolute insanity. We got crazy people in the live chat already saying staged. It didn't take long for the left-wing trolls to do this. We have the audio as well. Let me just, I think this is the Secret Service audio that we've just received. Yeah, this is the the Secret Service saying to shoot it down. I think I wonder if we can actually hear it properly or not. Let's just put it on the screen. I think this was the moment when the attacker was taken out. Let's go. Yeah, you can see them saying, shoot it down. Just for the interest of people who have been following all this mess, obviously this became originally the photo that defined the election and almost ensured his re-election, the mugshot that became infamous. And now we can update it with this one. The fighter continues the fight and he's not giving up. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Super chat support from Gary. Thank you very much, Gary. And also Charlie again saying, is everyone not searched before these rallies? Well, they always find a way. There's always a... if you know the certain people in securities and everybody else who are organizing the rally, you could always get in. That's the problem. Login works for me. Well, that's good. The website is working. Thank you. Mr. Mister says, now try telling me he isn't God's chosen man. He's just invincible. The guy is bulletproof. That's the third time they tried. You just can't take him out. It's impossible. It seems completely impossible. Anyway, let's not forget that they tried to imprison Trump yet failed. Yeah, the mugshot. Now clearly desperate to take him out at all measures. The timing of this assassination attempt is also interesting, considering over the last day, the update came out in terms of all the fake trials against him. Obviously, there's so many cases, but they realized that they're losing the cases and that it's all going to go down anyway. Let's just say timing of it is an interesting coincidence, right? That's all we can say. Buses Amanda, thank you for your super chat saying prayers go out to his family and he's a very important man for America's future. Of course, let's not forget that 2CTV will be in the United States as we get closer to the general election in October and November. We'll be there to report live for you guys. Of course, we'll go to Trump rallies as well to report everything from America on the ground. We now have confirmation that 2 people have now died. Oh, hang on, we'll give him a second. Gary says the best breaking news coverage I've seen. Thank you very much, Gary. Let's just get confirmation. We now are hearing that 2 have died. Is that actually another? No, 1 person, unfortunately. So obviously one of them was the attacker himself, but another person in the crowd, according to Washington Post, has now died. The details, of course, of the incidents remain under investigation, but the sad news is at least 1 person, apart from the attacker, have lost their lives. Hopefully it's not more. Super chat from Paul says they tried to assassinate him, period. Laura says, I was watching at the time, praying for Trump. Thank you, Laurie. Another one says 10-1 shooter was on those SSRI antidepressants. Of course, mental illness is going to be the excuse. RG says unconfirmed reports in a few Arab channels of an Israeli attack on Damascus 35 minutes ago, killing Zaid al-Nakhala, the head of the Islamic Jihad. Unconfirmed. Well, thank you for the update. I'll keep an eye on that story as well. Robert Kennedy Jr. obviously has come out to say unite in prayer for President Trump. That's Kennedy Jr. Let's just see if he has anything. Yes, okay. He said, now is the time for every American who loves our country to step back from the division, renounce all violence, and unite in prayer for President Trump and his family. That was Robert Kennedy Jr. Yes, we now have the confirmation that 2 have died at the rally. Another super chat saying easy win, now 1000% win thanks to the lefty assassin. Aaron says the deep state WF loonies are going all out. They know they are losing the narrative and control. Trump is a linchpin if they manage to take him out. The rest of the comment is not there. Gary says add Trump to Mount Rushmore ASAP. Yes. Super chat from Lauren. Thank you very much, Lauren Glass, for your generous support as well. I'm multitasking like a crazy person right now, by the way. He truly is the God Emperor. Trump 2024. Go Trump. Go Trump. Aaron says, according to Aaron Bacon, Butler Police Department confirms the arrest of Mark Violets, they identified as the Trump shooter and a known Antifa extremist. We'll get the confirmation. Let's just see. Well, there are some people obviously are also reporting that Trump has been arrested at the scene. Okay, firstly, there's a fake news that was from 20 minutes ago. The Wall Street Silver on X said the Butler Police Department said that the Trump shooter has been arrested and is Mark Violets, the Antifa member. Of course, the Trump shooter was not arrested. He was killed. So we'll find out what else we have. Now, obviously, the other ones are saying the shooter who was killed was Mark Violets. So it's likely, obviously, if the police has said, but we'll wait for the official statement to actually come out from them. But obviously, Mark Violets, in case you don't know, I'm just going to put him on the screen as well. It seems like he's now current suspect in terms of the theories. He is an Antifa extremist who's been making very, very controversial videos on YouTube. And has been obviously just before the attack, he uploaded a video saying justice is coming. So that's why he became one of the main suspects. So just before the attack earlier, Mark went on YouTube and posted a video saying justice is coming. That's why a lot of people are pointing fingers at him, one of the Antifa nutters. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, one of the Trump supporters has now been confirmed dead. Right. Yeah, everybody, a lot of people are talking about Mark Violets. So we'll get more information, obviously, and confirm this for you guys. Obviously, the new media outlets are saying that the police have said. I'm just trying to find the actual official statement from the police rather than hearsay, but it could definitely be that person. If it's going to be a crazy person, it's got to be Antifa, obviously, usually speaking. The God of Gravy says, how soon do you think they'll be considered not soon enough for lefty comedians to start laughing about this? Tragic to hear civilian casualties, senseless. I'll give him about 9 hours. The liberal comedians will start making jokes. Gaz says, in the video, the security shouted, shoot it down. Yeah, as we said, thank you very much. And Freedom for All says, the globalists are getting desperate. Sad day for the freedom-loving people. Keeping on Tusi. Blessings for President Trump and those who have lost their lives. Thank you very much. And Lancashire Lass, thank you very much for your support as well. Another comment saying, it's scary that he survived by chance, not because of Secret Service. Yeah, well, he still survived because of the Secret Service, because the moment they took him down, the other security services, the Secret Service officers, took down the attacker. If they had acted a little bit slower, because the guy was continuing to shoot. It was 8 to 10 bullets, as they said. One of them could have gotten him. Obviously, they got him in the air only because he moved his head. If he was looking at the crowd straight, he would have been dead by now. Jamie says, idiots already saying this is fake or staged, disgusting. Why do they hate him so much? They wouldn't say this if it had happened to any other president. If this attack was on Biden, they would not say it's fake, obviously. It's just political tribalism as usual. And if it does get confirmed that this was in fact mark violence as part of Antifa, then they have nothing to say. Absolutely nothing. It's their people. Derek says shooter shot by Secret Service. Yeah, of course, we've reported that already. And Abraham Lincoln says Biden's Twitter ex-ghostwriter had to change Joe's tweet because he puts a cow's eye. Then Casey, thank you very much, Casey from New Zealand as well. Let's just see if we have any more updates on the attacker and of course the casualties as well, because it's now been over an hour and we're still waiting for a statement from the White House or President Biden. It's not really looking good, is it? It's been over an hour. This live stream started 55 minutes ago and the attack happened the reports came out about 50 minutes beforehand. It's been an hour and a half almost. Nothing from Joseph Biden or the White House, apart from that short comment. And of course, Biden is currently in Delaware. We also have something from Nigel Farage, the leader of Reform as well. And we have another video from another angle as well, which we'll bring you guys in a second. But let's see what Nigel Farage has said. The mainstream media have spread a narrative of hatred against my friend, Donald Trump. I hope they are proud of themselves. Disgusting people. That was the leader of Reform UK, Nigel Farage. Let's just go. This is another video. This was actually filmed by one of the Trump supporters in the crowd at the back. Let's just check this for a second. There's a lot of updates coming in all at once. Let's just quickly go to this video. This was the moment the attack happened.
Ted, what's going down? Are you okay? Ted, what's going on?
Get Roman now. Stay here. Just stay here.
Get Roman.
It's not really, obviously, it's an attack on democracy as well, but let's not forget, when you're targeting your political rival and opponent at a public place like this, you're putting everyone else's lives at risk and danger as well. Obviously, Trump himself is also a human. He shouldn't be attacked, but let's not forget, there will be a lot of collateral damage and casualties. The guy was shooting everybody. That's why, unfortunately, at least one person has also lost their lives. It's absolutely vile behavior. And if it's the Antifa guy, I would not be surprised. We have an ER doctor, obviously an emergency doctor, who tried to save Trump's life. Hang on, let's just double check this. This is a video that somebody has filmed speaking to the doctor at the scene. I'm not really sure exactly what they've said. Let's just put this on the screen for you guys so you are informed.
That's exactly where I heard him come from.
What did you see, sir?
I heard the shots. I thought it was firecrackers to begin with. Somebody over there was screaming, he's been shot, he's been shot. So I made my way over. I said, I'm an emergency department physician. Let me help you. The guy had spun around, was jammed between the benches. He had a headshot here. There's lots of blood, and he had brain matter there. And so I got him. There's a helicopter coming in to get him. I got people there really helpful. I got
Was
him
there only
up
one
on the
person
bench.
shot that you saw?
Then I did CPR, did chest compressions as well as I breathed for him.
One person.
I was the only one that did it.
We need to evacuate everybody.
So that was one of the eyewitnesses at the rally. A lot of people are already creating these images. It's a Time front page saying landslide with Trump, of course, afterwards, after he got attacked, after he was shot with the American flag. I believe we also have a statement from Chuck Schumer. Oh, let's see what he says. The Senate Majority Leader, obviously, saying, I am horrified by what happened at the Trump rally in Pennsylvania and relieved that former President Trump is safe. Political violence has no place in our country. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. Okay. Unsurprising. I think he was on top of a roof, I believe. I think we have another video. This is actually filmed by one of the people in the crowd of the moment the attacker was actually hit. This is actually quite telling about what's actually been going on. Let's quickly go to this one, see what we are dealing with. There we go.
Okay. We can see the guy there. I think they hit him because the guy he looks dead.
Yeah, as you can see, the attacker was on the roof of something when he was shot. Was like a small building or whatever it was. Unfortunately, we already have this trending on X, one of the hashtags and the keywords that is being trending right now. It's not really a surprise. It's the vile liberals and the political left saying this. Staged. 137,000 posts already about the word staged. Really? Okay. Aaron Bacon says, Jill hasn't decided what Joe is going to say yet. That's why we haven't heard from Joe Biden. Nina says Biden doesn't care. He doesn't know what's going on anyway. Lily Gal says, Netanyahu says they're waiting confirmation that Hamas leader, military leader, Mohammed Deif has been killed by the IDF. We'll get that confirmation as well later. Thank you very much, Lily Gal. And Arjun says, just a reminder, it was 5 months ago that General Mike Flynn said that the deep state will try to assassinate Trump regardless of who did it. He was spot on. Let's not forget, as we said, when people were talking about the assassination and any attempt, including even people like Tucker Carlson, NBC News said, oh, they're just stoking conspiracies and claiming that we're speeding towards assassination of Trump. Well, it happened. Well, it happened now. What's the answer now? It's going to be more information, of course, coming in as well. We haven't heard any more in terms of any other casualties, so that's a blessing, I guess. We now have a statement from Gavin Newsom, who's of course the governor of California, and is one of the main names to potentially replace Joe Biden, if that happens, saying violence has no place in our democracy. My thoughts are with President Trump and everyone impacted at the rally today. Why can't we hear from President Biden? How hard is it to get one of the interns to write a statement? Where is the president? Now, of course, you might say, well, he's getting briefing. He's already received the briefing. He said he got the briefing at least 45 minutes ago. He's not in a meeting right now. Super Chat saying been reported as Antifa with name. Yeah, that's Mark Violets. This is the name that's currently being spread around. The Antifa extremist member, Mark Violets, who the reason he became the main suspect was because earlier today on YouTube, he posted saying that justice is coming. And this happened, of course. We'll get the confirmation. We don't know exactly. Some people were saying that the police have already confirmed, but the investigation is with the Secret Service, not the police. So if any statement comes out, it will be from the Secret Service and the FBI. But we'll get the confirmation anyway. It could easily be Antifa. They are completely mental. Right. We're not getting any more information about the casualties, so that's at least, I guess, apart from the one person who unfortunately has lost their lives, at least that's good, that not many people have died. BBC Persian have also gone completely mental. Why has everybody gone crazy in the mainstream media? This is the post done by, obviously we already showed you guys the BBC headline themselves, and of course CNBC and CNN, all the NBC. But this is on a whole new level. BBC Persian said a gunshot-like sound, it's just a sound, made Trump leave the rally immediately, suddenly. I mean, what is going on with the mainstream media? And that's the BBC, funded by the taxpayers. Right. See if we have any more super chats. Otherwise, we'll just wait for more information. Russell, thank you for your super chat, saying this is an own goal, but the deep state don't care. Well, it's definitely an own goal. They just made him even more popular, and they're just gonna go around saying he just can't be killed. The man is bulletproof. He's just invincible. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break because we'll just wait for more information and see what any more evidence we have. Thank you so much. We have at once we had about 15,000 people watching at the peak of the live stream. Thank you very much for all the support as well. Of course, CCTV will keep you guys posted as usual. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm Maya TC, and we are the media.